like a boss.
What's up, ladies? This is Alex from Mindful Attraction 2.0, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how to get a guy to think about you non-stop through the power of absence and presence. All right, and this is more of an in-depth video on how to use space and your presence to get a guy to become attracted to you, because the key to making all of this works and how to get a guy to think of you, right, is really, it really comes down to, like, to sum it up in a very concrete ways, it comes down to having a life where you're busy and you vary in your activities and in your day-to-day routine, right? The more insecurity you make them feel, the more they'll think of you. You see, so the harder you are to figure out, the more insecurity they're gonna feel, and the more they're gonna think of you when you're not there. This is how we base in the video, okay? So with that being said, I'm gonna show you the different ways you can do this. Now, if you guys need one-on-one coaching, you guys know where to go. Go to mindfulattraction.org, or you can see on the link below. And if you guys want to attend my seminar in Europe, it's going to be called a transformational seminar. This seminar is based on the inner game and the mindfulness aspect and the spiritual aspect of what I teach. You guys can also purchase it on the link below. All right. So the first thing is that the first step is not first step, but one of the first steps is show interest, a lot of interest in person, but out of sight, out of mind. Right. And mind you, this is all based on the things women do to me. Okay, so I'm not just talking on my ass. This is based on some of the things that women do. So there's this girl that I see, and she does this a lot to me. I find it's very annoying, right? She shows a lot of interest in person. She really, like, she's so fucking sexy, so hot. Jesus Christ, right? She shows a lot of interest in person, but when she's away, she's very detached. You see, she wants to see me, but is willing to wait patiently. All right, so she doesn't think of me when I'm not around her, but when I text her, she responds very fast. You see, but she doesn't initiate the text. Okay, so to such a point that it really does surprise me when I hear back from her, because when I don't hear from her, I'm like, oh, well, she doesn't like me, because I don't really hear from her. So I'll send a text message to see whether or not she's interested, and she responds with a lot of enthusiasm. So it kind of like the absence, the mere fact that she doesn't text me often, right, makes me think of her, makes me feel insecure. But then when I text her, she responds to me. It really does surprise me, because I'm like, oh fuck, I thought she just lost interest. You see, and so it really does get to you. It really does affect it. It really is effective, because whether or not she's using this consciously, which I don't think so, it works. It really works. You see, so you can use this on the guy by simply showing interest in person and not over text. Right? This makes the guy think that he has you when you're in person, and then suddenly you catch him off guard by not doing the same thing when you're not really there. So in his mind, he'll say, "Oh fuck, she's losing interest," but then you agree to meet up with him. You want him to say, "Damn, she looks like she. If I ask her to hang out with me, she looks like she's gonna be busy all of a sudden." You want to give him that feeling. See what I'm saying? Like, trust me, like, this really does work. I'm telling you, because this fucking annoys me when this happens to me. All right. So this will also hint at, in addition to that, the fact that you don't mind being away from him, because of the guy's natural insecurities. It'll also hint that there's someone else in your life, the possibility. But make it subtle. You see, it's gonna be subtle. You see, meaning that you let your absence and your subtle gestures speak about it. So your busyness and having friends in your life will create the illusion that you have more choices. You see, and also if he says, so what you been doing? And you be like, oh, I just had dinner with a friend. And then you switch the topic. What are you doing, right? And so, because he doesn't know much about what's going on around you, because you don't initiate the text, but when he does text you, you really show enthusiasm and interest. Those things provoke subtle jealousy. Like, all of these elements combined produces jealousy subtly. That's where you want to be in the subtle level, right? The second thing, create space in the midst of an argument, right? For example, the feeling of reconciliation when you were in someone and then when you got back with each other produces an intense feeling that makes the guy bond with you a lot stronger, right? But the key is to create space when there's an argument. And also to create space once you feel like the guy kind of likes you, once you feel like the guy has some comfort with you, then you can introduce the argument, because it's not good to create an argument on the first date, and now it's kind of like, rather than the feeling of connection, the argument closes you both off and creates a defensive wall, Donald Trump style, where you guys cannot really communicate with each other, because you guys are really defensive. So make him undefensive by making him like you and feeling comfortable, and then you introduce your argument, right? Once you feel like he has some emotional investment with you. So, but the key is to create space when there's an argument. Are you trying to pick up with him, or do you just need a break? You see, like to create space when it's an argument. It's something that he'll never know until the moment comes and bam, you're back. This alleviates insecurities and makes him like you more. So, for example, let's say you guys had an argument and let's say he bailed on you to hang out, right? You'd be like, so where are you? He'd be like, sorry, I couldn't make it. I got lost. I don't know, just making an excuse. You'd be like, oh, what the fuck, man? I told you, like, if you're not gonna hang out, just say so, man. Be like, oh, I'm sorry. You know what? Never mind. Right? If you guys have some history like this, a month or two of talking, and you guys consistently see each other, adding this, you know what? Never mind. Right? And then not responding, he's gonna be like, oh, fuck. Like, he's gonna feel like I'm losing you. You see what I'm saying? Don't respond, and then act like you were. I say, you know what? I'm so sorry, man. It's my fault. I didn't mean to react that way. Let's hang out. You see what I'm saying? And so now the feeling of, oh fuck, it was an argument. Now you guys are back. That feeling of like, oh, finally, creates a stronger bond. I'm telling you, man. And this makes the guy think of you. Look, I'm just letting you know, man. I know it sounds crazy, but you just gotta trust me on this. The third one. Create space in the peak of the relationship. This is where a lot of people make the mistake. Create space through like, for example, let's say you guys having this. Let's say this is a fever pitch of the relationship. You guys are 2 months in, and everything's intense, everything is awesome, and in that moment you don't want to let go. That's when you let go. When you feel the most resistance to let go in that moment. And I know it's difficult, so you got to use mindfulness. Be present in the moment when that occurs, right? So you create space. Don't just create space. Create space to go on like on a mini vacation or leave, or even better, be extra busy. Like literally, that's what you really want to have a life that varies, where you're busy one moment, and then because something else happens, now you're free. But then another project comes, and then you're busy. Like you want it to be natural, but if it's not natural, say you're busy, right? So the extra busy, the absence, and the peak of the emotions tend to make him think of you even more, because it's like, fuck, I got so used to her, and now she's busy, and I can't see her. Fuck, I want to see her now, right? What's best is that if he's sexually deprived, you see, because he's not having sex, and also when he's sexually deprived, he'll definitely think of you the first thing in the morning. Right, and so create space at the peak of the positive relationship when everything feeling good. Create space in that moment. Be extra busy, all right, and you'll see what happens. The fourth one: create space with a reason, with no reason, right? Because it will make the target think it's their fault, and the desires will increase. It's very similar to creating space in the midst of an argument, but in this case, just randomly create space, randomly black out, randomly be very busy. Don't give him a reason why, just be very busy, right? And this is a little more cruel, but the I'm busy, I can't talk right now, makes him say, fuck, what's going on? Is it me? You want to get to that point, right? Don't give him a reason, and then be back, and then give him a reason once you're back. Don't give him a reason in the midst of it. It's in that moment, in the uncertainty, because mind you, when there's emotional investment, he's willing to wait it out. He's willing to see what's really in your mind, right? And so he's willing to even deal with disrespect, with the fact that you're not texting him. But once you come back, give him a proper reason, have your excuse ready, have your evidence ready, right? You gotta have that ready so that he doesn't have any, so that he doesn't say, fuck, she's doing it on purpose, and also so that he doesn't get resentful and does it to you. Present him the evidence and say, I'm sorry, apologize, reward him, and then now you're back to normal, right? But the key is that you really made him feel insecure, and the damage has already been done. The fifth one, social media space. This girl does. She's doing a good job. I gotta bring her up. She doesn't socialize with me on social media at all. She doesn't socialize with me on social media. She doesn't like any statuses of mine. She doesn't do anything, right? And so the reason why this works is because if you do this, if you really wanna like reward him, or even just like create space to not socializing him on social media, and then socialize suddenly, like his status, comment on his photo, he's gonna notice. And because you hardly do that with him, he's gonna get more validation. You see what I'm saying? So you could use social media as a way to say sorry. I say you fucked up and you hardly socialize on him, and then suddenly you feel like you fucked up, you start socializing on social media. You start liking photos, start liking status. He's gonna be like, oh fuck, this is new. She never does this, right? Another thing that you could do is kind of like, if you create space. You can create space, like through not texting him, through not responding, but liking his status from time to time, right? But the key is to don't socialize with him on social media. Make him feel like, why doesn't she do that? And then just use liking and commenting when you feel like you need a spike, when you feel like there's space and now you need a spike. Use that. I'm telling you, this shit works, man. I'm telling you. And also the fact that you don't socialize on social media, but then you're very nice in person, creates a polarizing effect. Tell you, man. The last one. Now that you develop this pattern, you could use normal engagement as a way to reward, like I said, and be unpredictable by showing an unusual amount of interest in something that most guys find validating. In this case, through texting, because you usually code in text. Only use texting when you really want to validate him, or even use social media when you really want to validate him. Do not overuse it through commenting and making it a habit. Don't do it. Make him say, why doesn't she text me as often? Why doesn't she message me on social media as often? Get him to that point so that when you do use it, when you do socialize with him, it has a stronger effect. When you do text him, it has a stronger effect because you really do it. You see, but you're keeping him in that island because you make him feel insecure. He's like, fuck, this bitch used to text me. But when you're in person, you really validate him. He's like, fuck, like, I guess this is how she is. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't want you to still socialize with him on social media or text him even more often. You see, and so you're using that as your anchor to control his emotions. Yeah, it's a little fucked up, but a lot of this has to do with the guy's level of insecurity, and also with how much choice he has. Does he have other women in his life? So that does matter a lot. Anyways, this is Alex from mindfulattraction.org. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're going to be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one will teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace, and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women of power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship, and this a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you could read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. I'm closing the channel.